Today we're going to be trying out a Brambleghast team that was brought to Japan Nationals, and it's actually more impressive than I thought it would be. Let's see how it's going to perform. This team features Brambleghast, which is surprisingly strong in Japan's meta, with Mirror Herb to help against Dondozo, but immunity to all the wind moves in Icy Wind, Blizzard, Heat Wave, and more. The goal of the team is to wear down your opponent early with the Breaking Swipe, Roaring Moon, and Ruination Tinglu to set up for an endgame with Fluttermane, Chiyu, or Brambleghast. Organical also works for teams that have to fear the offensive mode that can't break through the Iron Defense Organical. If you would like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they will be linked in the description. Gyarados, Amoonguss, Iron Hands, Tinglu, Iron Bundle, and Chiyu. No Fluttermane on this is surprising, but alright. How do I exactly want to approach this? Because Brambleghast can do some things, I guess, against this team, against the Iron Bundle Chiyu mode specifically, but otherwise it's a little bit tricky. Do I want to go with the Roaring Moon? Roaring Moon's not bad. Breaking Swipe's actually pretty good against this team because it pretty much just gives my opponent a really hard time of setting up with like Swords Dance, Iron Hands. If that's going to be the case, Tinglu, Iron Hands, and Gyarados just won't be able to do that much damage, and I'll get some pretty decent chip here. Garg is pretty decent, but there is the this is kind of a confusing game. I'm trying to figure out like what is my best combination here. Do I want to go offense or do I want to go defensive? Because I can definitely see either one working out here really well. I think I want to try. I want Garg. I feel like I don't want Garg. I think I'm gonna try Tinglu. I'm gonna try Tinglu plus the Roaring Moon opener, and I think that's pretty good. And I think I do Brambleghast and Chiyu in the back. And I like this a lot because I like the idea of just being able to get Stealth Rocks immediately with the Tinglu. Since the Tinglu does have Stealth Rocks, what I'll do is try to set up for positions with the Stealth Rocks immediately, just so like if they're switching, I get some pretty good chip with the Breaking Swipe combo as well. And like Tinglu plus Iron Hands, this is pretty ideal because I can just get Stealth Rocks and Breaking Swipe, and if they're attacking, they're not doing too much damage. Well, they will probably do a decent amount because of the Iron Hands here, but yeah, I think Breaking Swipe's really good here, and just getting rocks up or just Ruination immediately and then getting the rocks is also pretty good. Or I could go for an Earthquake if I want to. I don't really like the idea of going for Earthquake if I don't have to yet. So I think my idea, do I want to get rocks up or do I want to go for Ruination is my question. I like the idea of getting Ruination in the hands because hands is probably the most troublesome Pokemon to actually damage on this team. So I think I'm going to go for the Ruination into the hands, and I think I'm going to go for a Breaking Swipe immediately to lower their damage output. We're going to see the hands protect. Okay. Was not expecting to turn one protect, but smart by my opponent. Is this Earthquake coming out from the Tinglu then? Or maybe they're just going for a Ruination to get some chip. But I will go for the Breaking Swipe into the Tinglu. We will lower its attack stats, so it's doing a lot less. Ruination might come out from their side. We go for the Ruination in Iron Hands. Let's see what the Tinglu follows up with. It is going to be a Ruination in my Tinglu. Okay. So it's not too bad of a trade because I can still go for the same play of Ruination plus the Breaking Swipe this following turn, and it can't pick up a knockout exactly. So I like the idea of Breaking Swipe. I like the idea of just getting the Ruination off in the hands and then maybe getting my Stealth Rocks up the next turn, which could be ideal. Unless they hard switch, but I don't know if they exactly want a hard switch. They're taking a decent amount of damage. But yeah, Breaking Swipe is going to come out into both. We'll lower the attacks, get a critical hit on the Iron Hands, which doesn't really matter because it's probably going to heal the full anyway after the Drain Punch is going to go for. Oh, okay. We do get the Ruination off first, actually, into their Iron Hands. So, all right. So Rock Slide is going to come out, which is completely okay. Maybe they're just trying to cover for a Terra, but we are able to heal back with our Citrus Berry with our Tinglu, and we are going to see a Drain Punch come out in my Tinglu. So that Citrus Berry actually coming in really clutch. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I can go for Stealth Rocks now, I think. Because I want to pressure what's in the lead. Because if it's like, for instance, if it's like Iron Bundle or like any Terras, I want to pressure too, potentially in the back. Gyarados, Chiyu, Bundle, they take 25%. That could be important for setting up for my Chiyu in the back. So I'm going to go for a Stealth Rocks here, and I'm just going to go for a Breaking Swipe once again. So Breaking Swipe will come out, lower their damage output. And yeah, we've gotten some very strong damage against them right now. Stealth Rock's going to go up. So now we could probably get a Tailwind up afterward and maybe even bring in the Brambleghast too. That would not be a bad play. We're going to see Ruination into the Roaring Moon, which makes sense. And they're probably going to go for the Sword Stance or they Drain Punch. But that is okay here. I might not mind just going for an Earthquake if I want to. It's Leftovers Hands. Okay. Do I want Tailwind? I could go for the Knockout in the hands. I could go for Earthquake plus Sub, and I don't think that's a bad play. You know what? Let's go for Earthquake plus Sub. I like the idea of just being able to get a Sub up because then I'll be able to survive the Earthquake. I don't think their Tinglu is going to be able to pick up the Knockout into my Roaring Moon afterward. So let's see. All right, they don't Protect. I just want to cover for a Protect play from the Iron Hands just to get a bit more Leftovers recovery. But yeah, we're going to go for an Earthquake. Get some pretty good damage off into the hands. Almost knock it out. Barely missing the knockout. Maybe I should have Earthquaked myself and just Breaking Swipe, but wasn't too sure on the damage calcs right there. Ruination going to come out into my Tinglu again. All right. So my Tinglu is weakened, and they actually double up the Tinglu, which is actually really ideal for me. That is really ideal for me. Okay, perfect. Because I have definitely a lot of plays I can go for, but now I can bring out my Brambleghast right here. Brambleghast is actually really good into Iron Hands because Iron Hands can't really do anything to me. And Chi-Yu, how fast is this Chi-Yu? Just double checking here. I am faster than an Iron Bundle, which is perfect actually. I am going to go out into my Brambleghast right here. And this Brambleghast might be able to clean up now. Assuming we land attacks, of course. I'm going to go for my Power Whip into the Tinglu, and I'm going to get my Tailwind up with my Roaring Moon. They want to go Gyarados. They take a lot of damage. We have Stealth Rock set up as well, so I'm very happy right now because we have a +1 immediately. If I switched into Brambleghast on the Sword Stance, oh, the money. That would have been so great, but we are able to knock out the Tinglu. Nice. And let's see what the Iron Hands does. It's going to be Drain Punch. Yep, Drain Punch. Clean up the Roaring Moon. That's fine. I don't think you're surviving the Chi-Yu attack, and you don't have like any really good support that helps stop me from going for like a big heat wave. So Roaring Moon goes down. We do have Terra, or they still have Terra as an option, but right now I don't really see how they're really breaking through my Specs Chi-Yu under the Tailwind next to the Brambleghast that can just chip away. We have Stealth Rocks placed as well, which is also really solid. So Chi-Yu going to come out. Iron Bundle is going to come out perfect. And yeah, we have the Tailwind. We have the Beads of Ruin Heat Wave that just absolutely crushes this possibility. It is going to be revealed booster energy, so I can easily go for a KO here. I think I'm going to go for the Heat Wave into both, and I'm going to go for a Shadow Sneak into the hands. Just because if it's Terrifier on the hands, I want to make sure I guarantee the knockout if it's Terrifier. I'm assuming that Choice Specs Heat Wave, because it's not a Assault Vest on the hands, plus a Shadow Sneak at +1 because of Wind Rider, should be able to KO the hands. We do outspeed the bundle because we do have the Tailwind, and our Chi-Yu is invested to outspeed Iron Bundle after a Tailwind. We're going to see Protect. Might be a double Protect to stall out the Tailwind, which is fine. And maybe get more Leftovers, but regardless, this doesn't change any positions. And if they switch, they're just taking multiple rounds of Stealth Rocks. So yeah, this is looking pretty solid so far. Just gotta hit the Heat Waves. Imagine if my Heat Wave was like a triple, like it hits all sides of the field and I could get the Wind Rider boost as well. That would be really nice. But yeah, I'm going for Shadow Sneak because Power Up does more even though it's resisted, but Shadow Sneak just so I don't miss. And I'm pretty sure that Shadow Sneak and the Heat Wave should KO the hands here. And I don't want to Terra in case I don't have to. So we're going to see them stay in with both. I guess Shadow Sneak off into the hands. Yep. Okay. The Heat Waves. Nice. Okay. That should be game. Unless they have... What do they have? Amoonguss doesn't win them anything. Their own Chi-Yu, which is fine for me. Because I should win that. I think. It depends on the Chi set. Okay, it is Chi-Yu. So I have my Terra on the Brambleghast. I saved my Terra specifically for this moment. I got Stealth Rock's chip damage onto them, which is also pretty huge. I'm going to go for my Power Whip onto the Chi-Yu, and I'm just going to go for the Heat Wave. The Terra Fairy, so I can be resistant to the Dark Pulse. Heat Wave I'm immune to because it's counted as a wind move from Wind Rider. And then the only move they can really go for if they have is like Terra Blast or Overheat, and that puts them in like a really bad spot into the Chi 1v1. So we're in a really good shape. It will protect your Saw at the last Tailwind, but that was a-okay because I don't think it changes too much of anything. You have to go for single target attacks unless you want the Chi to get blown back by the Power Whip. Look at how big the Terra is. Like, this thing has some giant wings. Like, those are some giant wings from the Terra Fairy. Like, look at that. It's like it grew twice its size. Power Whip, the Chi. Like, look at how big that heart is. Man, look at how big that heart is. Oh, they went for Heat Wave, so we do get the Wind Rider. Perfect. So we are +2. I wonder if we get the KO with Power Whip if we miss the Heat Wave. Yeah, they don't do that much damage to my Chi-Yu. Heat Wave will come out. A Power Whip should finish him off here. Yep, and we connect. Beautiful. So we are able to knock out the Chi-Yu. Excellent. So very, very nice right there. As the plan worked, we were able to get the Stealth Rocks up, which was pretty good. Brambleghast was actually like really good into like what they ended up bringing. The Iron Bundle version made this a lot easier because like Icy Wind wasn't a factor, Heat Wave wasn't a factor. So just having a switch in immunity to those was nice. And yeah, there really wasn't much my opponent could do. Annihilate, Iron Bundle, Arcanine, Gallade, Fluttermane, Indeedee. I don't remember if this was a Japan Nats team, but because I do remember Gallade, but I'm not too sure. I don't think it is. We'll see how this performs though. Annihilate's actually pretty scary because I would love to lower its damage output with the Breaking Swipe, but I can't exactly do that here, so that's a little bit troubling. Chi Fluttermane's a pretty strong combination in Annihilate though, but I have no idea what this Annihilate set is. It could be Scarf with Final Gambit, could be a bulk up set like we've seen a solo bulk up. We have definitely a few concerns. I think I am still going to go with the Roaring Moon here. I think Roaring Moon's really good into their team. I like Roaring Moon a lot next to the Tinglu especially. I think against this combination, because I still like the idea of going for Stealth Rocks. If they do have like a, I don't think they're leading Gallade, but they lead Gallade, I could just Terra with my Roaring Moon and swap out the Tinglu into one of my Ghost types. And I think I am bringing both Ghost types because they're really good into this matchup. The Fluttermane is pretty strong here, damage output wise. The Chi-Yu, it's not bad, but I don't think it's necessary. Doesn't really help out too much. Heat Wave spread damage is strong, sure, but like Fluttermane can do that, and it helps against Gallade as well. Doesn't get like super walled by the Arcanine. So let's see. I am gonna just try to wear down their team immediately. If they lead something like into the Fluttermane, gonna go for strong Earthquakes. If they lead something a bit more passive, I'm gonna try to get maybe some Stealth Rocks up, weaken their team a little bit for my end game cleaner, which is going to be my Fluttermane and my Brambleghast. So let's see how this is going to perform. It's going to be the lead of Annihilate Arcanine. All right, definitely. Okay. So don't mind this too much. I think I am going to go for my rocks immediately and maybe a sub here on a bulk up potential plus a Wisp here, because I could definitely see Wisp coming out. I don't know into which slot they would go for the Wisp here. However, I could definitely see a Wisp here. So I just got to be concerned about the Annihilate. If they start bulking up, I do have Brambleghast, but I don't want to switch into a Wisp here. So I am going to go for the sub with the Roaring Moon. I am going to go for a Stealth Rock immediately and start putting on the pressure on any switches, because I really don't want that Arcanine rotating a bunch for free. And I also want to chip away at whatever's in the back, because that could definitely matter with my endgame Fluttermane. I just really want to know what kind of Annihilate this is. Assault Vest, Bulk Up, or Choice Scarf. I feel like it has to be one of those. That high up substitute right there that we set up. Flare Blitz immediately. Okay, so it's not Scarf. Flare Blitz into Roaring Moon immediately. Maybe expecting the Terra flying straight up, which actually works out. Sub breaks though. Okay, I was really hoping that sub wouldn't break there, but all right. We are going to see a Drain Punch come out into the Tinglu straight away. All right. So that's not bad for us. Yeah, that's actually like, yeah, that is definitely not bad for us at all. I'll definitely take that. Flare Blitz isn't a win move, right? I'm pretty sure it's not. Then what do I do here? I could keep going for subs. It's not a bad play. I don't think they're ever going to go for the burns anymore. I think I still have a Citrus Berry on my Ting Lu, so I should be able to live any double up. I think I'm just going to go for sub again with the Roaring Moon, and I'm just going to get a Ruination off into the Annihilate because I want to chip that Annihilate so much. The only problem is if this Arcanine looks offensive, and if it's offensive Arcanine, it's actually going to be a little bit troublesome for my back. I don't think Ting Lu should go down to Flareblitz, but we might go down to Combination. We're going to see an immediate Terra, which is surprising here, so I'm kind of curious on if it's going to be... Okay, it is the Annihilate. What is it? Water would be nice because we can have power up, but it's fire. All right. So, kind of curious here on who they're targeting. I feel like you're probably targeting the Ting Lu double up here, but maybe that's not the case. We do get the Roaring Moon. Behind the sub, we're gonna see Howl. All right, Howl bulk up. All right, or Howl Drain Punch is gonna come out. That's gonna do a lot to me. Yeah, Ting Lu unfortunately went down. The Annihilate is not easy to deal with, unfortunately. I'm gonna go Flutter Mane, I suppose. I kind of have to go Flutter Mane. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty concerning now. Go for Rage Fist and the Flare Blitz most likely. I'm just going to go for Acrobatics in the Arcanine. And... oh, I guess there is a play I could go for. It's very specific, but I think it could work. All right. I'm going to Acrobatics and Shadow Ball the Arcanine. You go for Extreme Speed to break my sub. Oh, that's smart of them. Okay. That is smart of them. That breaks my sub 2, unfortunately. Yeah, this Arcanine just has a lot of attack investment. Acrobatic's going to come out of Arcanine. That should put it into Life Orb Shadow Ball range because this is max special attack Flutter Mane, and also like they have to be like attack invested. I don't think they're really bulk invested. Maybe they have speed, but and HP, but I don't think it could be like a really Phantom Force. Okay, that's actually not bad for me. All right. The Annihilate is locked in and I have Substitute, so if they try to Protect Stall, I'm okay. I did go Iron Bundle, which is perfect, actually. Yeah, since they take the Stealth Rocks damage. I have a few plays I could go for. I don't know if they're going to Icy Wind here, but I can definitely go for a sub if I want to, because this is the last turn of Tailwind. They have to fear getting knocked out, right? Oh, I haven't set up Tailwind yet, actually. I could Tailwind, though. You know what? I'm just going to Tailwind, and I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball. Or do I sub? I don't mind subbing here. You know what? I'll sub. Because if they protect, yeah, trying to go for Phantom Force, I think this works out because they don't want to lose their Iron Bundle because I always get the Tailwind up, so I get a sub up here. Yeah, this is actually really safe here. So I like the sub because it prevents me from getting hit by the Phantom Force. Iron Bundle Protect, I felt like was pretty obvious. Like the only other play was Freeze Stride, but you might be trading the Iron Bundle there. You do get potential 2 knockouts. It's Roaring Moon target, actually. What? That's huge. That's really huge, actually. Okay. Was surprised to see that being the target, but that actually works out huge for me. I get Shadow Ball off into the Iron Bundle and an Acrobatics. They go for a double fail. Nice. So I am going to be able to get a Acrobatics off into the Iron Bundle and a Shadow Ball off. Okay. Is this a Solvus Annihilate? I can't tell at this point because Phantom Force is already really wild. We're able to eliminate the bundle. Okay. I could have also swapped, I guess, the Roaring Moon into my Brambleghast, which wouldn't have been a bad play, but I have no idea what this move is coming out. Okay, Rage Fist. They have both. Okay. Which is fine. In range of my expectations. So Flutter Mane's sub will be broken here. Okay. Now it's Gallade as the last. I don't know if the Gallade has Protect is the problem. I definitely want to Acrobatics to Gallade for sure. I don't think a Terra helps me in this situation. I definitely want to Acrobatics to Gallade. And I think I sub here. Because I'm trying to think. If Gallade protects... No, yeah, sub is always the play. Because, yeah, if they protect here, I can double the Gallade the following turn. And if they target down the Roaring Moon, then I have a Flutter Mane behind the sub. Still in a really good spot. So that's completely alright. We get a sub up. Are they going to Rage Fist again? I can double up the Gallade the following turn. A Drain Punch. Okay, perfect. So that is fine. I haven't targeted the Annihilate yet for a reason. We're going to go out into our Brambleghast. We're going to double up the Gallade here with Shadow Sneak into the Shadow Ball. We could Dazzle here if we want to, but I don't want to power up the Rage Fist. I do want to Terra my Brambleghast. We will go for Shadow Sneak and we will go for a Shadow Ball. Yeah. Okay. This is really close. I'm hoping Brambleghast can clutch it out here. So we're going to Terra into Fairy. So we don't go down to one hit from the Annihilate. We're going to go for a Shadow Sneak here to Shadow Ball, hopefully KO. Nice, they don't get doubles, which is beautiful. Because I kind of needed them not to get doubles at this point. Shadow Sneak going to come out. They shouldn't pick up a knockout, I don't think. Oh, wow. How stronger than I thought? Wait, hold on. I get an extra Shadow Ball damage off? That's actually pretty good. I think, as long as Rage Fist doesn't knock out the Brambleghast because it's +1 attack and 100. Wow. Okay, it's a Assault Vest Annihilate confirmed. Okay. Wait, that's a problem. I thought about doing Strange Sap to activate that situation, but that is not great. Wait, I might lose because I got that special defense drop. Wait, do I? Oh, no. Why? I was gonna... Can I win? Yeah. I think Shadow Ball has to two-shot the Annihilate, but... That obviously, I would have lived one... I definitely would have lived a +150 base power Rage Fist. I was outliving a +300 base power, but actually that special defense drop... That was way more damage than the last Shadow Ball, so... Wait, hold on. We might actually be okay. I really hope that didn't cost us right there. I really hope that didn't cost us. But I knew the idea. Like, I was going to try to activate the Annihilate potentially through Breaking Swipe from my Roaring Moon to activate my Brambleghast because I wasn't sure if this was Assault Vest Annihilate, but when I saw Phantom Force, I had a suspicion. So I was like, okay. Set up for that situation where it's okay if they get one knockout on either Roaring Moon or Flutter Mane, but as long as I have the other, I should be okay to handle the Annihilate endgame. Okay, we clean up. We ended up being safe there. I think like Shadow Sneaks and Shadow Ball should have been enough to deal with Annihilate, but oh man, was that scary. That was too close for comfort. That was way too close for comfort. But yeah, I just had to preserve numbers there. I needed to get a little bit lucky with them not getting double protects, but luckily they didn't, and we were able to seal it up there. Toxtricity, Scizor, Flutter Mane, Sableye, Chi-Yu, Tauros. What the heck am I looking at right here? Definitely a cool team, that's for sure. Don't know how I want to approach this. It's a really weird team. All right, Tauros, awkward to deal with. I think Flutter Mane's not good here. Well, it is against Tauros, but it's like bad against everything else. I do kind of like the Roaring Moon actually. Roaring Moon plus the Ting-Lu might not be bad here. I'm trying to think because normally it's a comfort lead with this team. I don't like my Garg in this situation. Doesn't do much. No wide guard support. The Scizor can sword stance. It doesn't seem like very pretty against Tauros as well, unless I Terra it. I feel like Brambleghast is going to be good because it's actually like a Tauros switch in. And then last Pokemon, thinking maybe like Chi-Yu or Flutter. I might have to bring Flutter for the Tauros, but I'd rather go Chi-Yu and just Terra the Chi-Yu, which I definitely could see. I don't think I'm tearing my Roaring Moon here. I can, but let's find out because this is just such a weird game. Like, it really is going to be a really strange one. I don't have to worry about Encore Disable. I have to worry about screens. It's a very complicated team, that's for certain. All right. Let's see what they decide to go for. It's going to be the lead of Scizor Flutter Mane. Okay, which is pretty decent for me. I do exhibit a lot of offensive pressure with this. I can go for Tailwind if I want to. I think the Flutter Mane, so Protect Heavy Slam would be normally the safe play. I don't know if they're going to consider or not. Oh, they have Speed Booster. I don't know if you're going to Dazzling Gleam immediately. That's my thing. I kind of could see the Flutter Mane either sub or protect to avoid Protect Heavy Slam if they don't know the team. I really like the idea of just breaking Swipe to Scizor if it's not clear Amulet and getting a Ruination off into Scizor. It's kind of weird. Of course, the Flutter Mane could be a massive threat to the lead, but I don't think it's that awful. Speed booster. I also don't know if it knocks out Roaring Moon with the Tinglu on the field, so might be worth risking. I think I want Stealth Rocks up. I don't think I need them yet. I'd rather threaten the Scizor because Terra Scizor is also like really scary. They do protect the Flutter Mane. Yep, because they're scared to protect Heavy Slam because it's a generally safe play that I do have. As well as like Terra flying, KOing the Flutter Mane would also be really bad for them. So I had a feeling that the Flutter Mane being threatened by those combinations would probably protect here. Breaking Swipe to Scizor is excellent. And we're going to say U-turn. Okay, so something's coming in, taking a Ruination. It could be the Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu would actually be pretty threatening, although again, Terra flying on the Roaring Moon could come in handy. Tauros going to come out, which makes sense. Okay, dishing out the Intimidate, but that's all right. Do I want to Terra the Roaring Moon? I might. I think I do. Ruination. Yeah, because I can knock out the Tauros with Acrobatics if they don't Terra, and then I could Heavy Slam the Flutter Mane and put in Shadow Sneak range, which I think is 100% worth, because I didn't need my Terra for much in this game, so I think I will go for it. Let's go for that Terra with the Roaring Moon. They didn't see me Terra, so they might be like not suspecting the Terra here. They might Terra just in case, but if they do, that's okay. It's not like, because the Tauros Terras, it's still pretty weak, and then Brambleghast can come in, and I think that's a pretty decent spot. So they go for the Moonblast, excellent. So we're catching them in a lot of turns, beautiful. Special attack drop, doesn't matter. Acrobatics should KO the Tauros, and then Heavy Slam's not going to KO the Flutter Mane, but we're going to be in a really good spot afterward. I'm just worried about like if this is a Choice Banded Scizor, it might be. But here comes a Heavy Slam. Yep, doesn't KO, but still really good amount. Let's see, it should be Scizor, right? Bullet Punch is super scary. Yep. We haven't seen him Terra yet. We're gonna go for the Tailwind with our Roaring Moon, and we're just gonna click Earthquake. I want the Tailwind for my Chi-Yu and also my Brambleghast, and I'm just gonna Earthquake. If they protect Flutter, this works out pretty well for me. If they attack with Bullet Punch plus Moonblast to threaten my Moon KO, so Tailwind gets denied, I get the KO under Flutter, and I get chip into Scizor, and the Scizor's locked into Bullet Punch, so that's a pretty good trade-off. So I do like this situation a lot. It is still potentially scary. I think Chi would be the scariest Pokemon to deal with. They protect Flutter Mane again, which is okay. All right, let's see what the Scizor's going for. Bullet Punch. All right, they don't attack the Roaring Moon with Bullet Punch. I feel like it has to be Choice Band based on the damage from prior, but we'll see. Earthquake going to come out. If it's Sword Stance, this actually might be a concern. But I think I live Moonblast with the Tinglu anyway, since it's Speed Booster Flutter, and Roaring Moon sure goes down. Okay, they close combat. All right. Tinglu's able to survive. Is that not Choice Banded? I guess maybe it's not. It's doing a lot less than I anticipated. Okay. I'm glad I take that. I got a free Tailwind up. And now I can go for a Acrobatics into the Flutter Mane. And just get an Earthquake off because they don't have a switch to Earthquake. So I don't really need... Yeah, I don't really need Stealth Rocks in this game anymore. It's already kind of evolved to the late game. They do not have a good switch. They really don't. Sword Stance is like the only thing I am scared of from the Scizor though. But they're not clicking it, so I'm very happy. Especially with U-turn, they might not have Sword Stance. No switches. Acrobatics is going to KO the Flutter Mane. Excellent. This might be U-turn again, but I am going to get an Earthquake off, so this is going to be like at half health, which is excellent for me. Beautiful. And close combat once again. All right. Is this actually Choice Bandit, or is this Choice Scarf? Don't tell me your Choice Scarf Scizor, because I don't know what that does. Like what that accomplishes, but Tinglu goes down. Do I want to go Brambleghast or do I want to go Chi-Yu? I think I'm going to go Brambleghast first. Yeah, because if it's Chi-Yu, that's fine. So the reason I want to go Brambleghast first is we have the Tailwind, so we already have the boost. And if there's Scarf, they have to lock in the Dark Pulse. Although maybe Chi was better because it baited Heat Wave more likely. We're going to go for an Acrobatics into the Chi-Yu, and we're going to go for a Celestial Tailwind. No. I'm just going to protect with Brambleghast. I think this is Choice locked. Or Assault Vest, I guess. Maybe it's Assault Vest. But I don't know why you would close combat every U-turn. But yeah, I don't know why. Okay, so it's not choice. A Bullet Punch. Roy Moon absolutely eats that. I get a free acrobatics off into Chi-Yu. So some free damage. That is actually scary. Is it? No, I should be fine because I Shadow Sneak the Scizor. The Scizor goes down. I outspeed 100%. Leftovers Chi-Yu. My Chi-Yu should be faster and should be able to beat it. I guess if the Scizor has Protect. I don't know. I can't tell. I feel like I feel like it is Assault. I can't even tell the sets anymore. I'm just going to Acrobatics, get my damage. I'm going to go for the Shadow Sneak, which should KO the Scizor's +1 attack and their -2 defense thanks to the close combos they went for. I should outspeed. I outspeed at the tail, and they actually protect to sell out the tail in turn, so I end up winning, I think. Guaranteed now. Because yeah, Shadow Sneak comes out, knocks out the Scizor. Scizor's gone. Beautiful. If they're timid max speed Chi-Yu, I'm trying to think of like the loose cons. Yeah, it has to be timid max speed Chi-Yu. And even then, I'm getting a lot of damage in your Chi-Yu now. I'm just going to Shadow Sneak in Acrobatics. Just go for damage so my own Chi-Yu just wins. Yeah, definitely an interesting team. I'll definitely say that much. But I did hard commit read on the Flutter and ended up working out really well. So really happy about that. Shadow Sneak gets some chip. Here comes an Acrobatics. Into the Chi-Yu once again. Yeah, like the damage is really building up. They go for a Dark Pulse knockout into my Roar Moon because they don't want to give my Brambleghast the boost. But my own Chi-Yu should be able to handle this just fine at this range because they're just like way too low on HP. Even with leftovers, they're not getting enough recovery. And then Shadow Sneak plus the Dark Pulse is just going to finish them up from here. Or do I go for Terra Blast? Did they Terra at all? They didn't Terra. Actually, they haven't Terra'd yet, right? Scizor didn't Terra. No, they haven't Terra'd yet. So yeah, I just Dark Pulse. Because if they're Terra Ghost, I would get screwed if I locked myself into a move. We're going to Shadow Ball, Shadow Sneak plus Dark Pulse. They're not even going to stall anything. So Shadow Sneak, going to miss a knockout, but we should be the faster Chi-Yu. Yeah, because leftovers, Nasty Plot should be bulkier. So Chi-Yu goes down, able to seal the game. Beautiful. Hard reads, commitment, able to get some pretty good chip. Just got him like on the first few turns and it was like really hard for them to come back. I kind of did let it slip a little, but I guess U-turn did do, I guess, a bit more to Tinglu than I expected, but it is Scizor after all. However, yeah, I was just surprised that they kept locking themselves into close combat, was able to get the free tailwind up and put on a lot of pressure. But then again, Earthquake would have knocked out the Flutter and they would have still been in a pretty bad spot overall. So yeah. Felt like it was pretty strong for a Chi-Yu endgame. All right, let's go over to games. Game 1 was able to wear down their team with Roaring Moon and Tinglu that let Chi-Yu and Brambleghast able to sweep under Tailwind. Game 2, Roaring Moon and Tinglu were able to weaken the opponent and I was able to conserve resources to be able to handle the Annihilate despite how difficult it was for me to knock out. Game 3, got an early, strong start and was able to push the advantage for Chi-Yu and Brambleghast to clean up once again. Yeah, when I ended up using the team, I'm kind of like, wait, Brambleghast, there's a lot of mods that kind of like hurts, especially in the Japan meta. With the Mirror Herb, you can threaten Dondozo stuff. With the Strength Step as well, it's just like, oh, Dondozo is like actually like really hard to, it can't really break through Brambleghast that well. And then you have like all the wind moves that are actually really relevant, Icy Wind, Heat Wave, Hurricane, stuff like that. It's like, hey, this thing is actually like usable. You should check out the details of the team in the creator down below the description, and of course subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.